Al Jadida. This Group C match between Senegal and the Gambia. Players very nearly ready to head out onto the pitch. And yes, getting Group C underway. Somalia and Tunisia will meet in this very stadium a little after the final whistle here. What promises to be a fascinating four-team group. Plenty of talent. We'll focus on the talent here in these two squads though, and there is plenty of it. Senegal, the reigning champions, head out onto the pitch accompanied by their local rivals. The Lion Cubs of Teranga will take on the Young Scorpions for the first time at the Under-17 AFCON. Before we get to that, take a brief pause for the two countries' national anthems. Lion Cubs of Teranga singing Le Lion Rouge, national anthem of Senegal. Now, for the Gambia, our homeland will play out. Sung out with pride on and off the pitch. Clear to see what this means to both sets of players. Chance to prove themselves on the world stage. Without the prize, they can certainly prove themselves on the continental stage right here and now. There your referee, Vincent Kabore, Burkina Faso. Here the 11 for Senegal. Vincent Gomis, goalkeeping duties. Mbenge, Dieng, Aidara, and Mbenge the back four. Sao and Diaye and Sori Sao in midfield, leading the line. The number 9, Abdurrahman Mboji, with Mohamed Wagner and Sidi Barama Ndiaye supporting in that attacking trio. Plenty of talent on the bench as well, for Papa Ibrahima Faye to call upon should he feel the need. And there is Vincent Kabore waiting for the two captains once the pre-match photos have been taken. It is Ibrahimi Sorisao with the armband for the Lion Cubs, part of the title-winning team from 2 years ago. He is joined in the middle by Barcelona graduates Aliou Dramé. The man used to, or a young man, used to big expectations from his club. Now, with the weight of his country on his shoulders. VAR is there if required for any contentious moments, of which I'm sure Sebastian Darboe, amongst others, will hope there aren't too many. He is the man between the sticks for Gambia. Mohamed Danzo, Youssoufa Keita, Ibrahima Jatta and Abdou Mboub. The back four, Bar Kamara and Dafe in the middle, with Boubacar Suso, Pa Omar Soyojo and the aforementioned Aliou Dramé. The attacking trio for the Gambia. Yaya Mane is the coach. The man appointed with the mission of restoring splendour in Gambian youth football. Two-time champions who look to become the only three-time champion in AFCON history here. Senegal looking to become back-to-back AFCON winners. So the referee blows the whistle and away we go in Morocco. The Gambia get us underway. Match day 1 in this year's Total Energies CAF Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations. Reigning champions Senegal take on the two-time champions, the Gambia, in Group C's first game. Senegal in their traditional green with the yellow and red trim. The Gambia in all white, shooting from right to left as we watch on in this first 45. The 15th edition, or 20th, if editions without hosts are included, of the Under-17 AFCON. Players born on the 1st of January 2008 or later eligible to participate in this tournament. There are some much younger than that, one or two of which are on the pitch right now. Sambujang Dafe, the youngest player amongst these 22, just 14 years of age. The fearlessness of youth tends to make these contests pretty eventful, pretty entertaining. Sure, this will be no different. This is the first Under-17 AFCON to feature 16 teams looking to earn a place in the expanded Under-17 World Cup, which will take place in Qatar in November. Papa Ibrahima Faye looking to lead his country there as one of the top 10 in this competition who will represent Africa at the global tournament, up from just 4 places at the last edition. Huge opportunity for a number of these young African sides to earn their spot under the world's spotlight. First free kick for the Gambia is headed partially away. Important intervention potentially there from the captain, Sori Sao. Danger still not totally cleared. The referee does eventually blow. It was Alpha Mbenge, the right back, who was rather landed on by Boubacar Suso. Both teams have won the title previously, as mentioned. Senegal, defending champions, led by then-captain Amara Diouf. Displayed some really impressive control throughout the competition. A couple of years ago, solid at the back, formidable in attack. Generally outclassed their opponents throughout the group stage, and then raised their level even further in the knockout matches. Took on the country which now hosts them, Morocco, in the final. And showed some real character to turn that one around. Falling behind in the final. Eventually coming out 2-1 winners. Due for shining light. Finishing as the tournament's top scorer as well with 5 goals. It's a new generation, as tends to happen in this under-17 tournament. And yes, just the one remaining player from that title-winning team. That is the captain, Ibrahima Sori Sao. Shot of Yaya Mane there, Gambia captain. Extensive experience in the field, Mane. Marks himself out with his technical skills and ability to manage young talent. It's a very tactical approach, and their side are going to need to draw upon some tactics from training here to defend a very dangerously positioned free kick. Just outside the area. Certainly within shooting range. And Sebastian Darboe have to arrange his wall just so. 16-year-old keeper, the only member of the Gambia side to be part of a academy outside of Gambia, apart from the captain, the La Masia youth prospect Aliou Dramé. Sebastian Darboe plays his youth football in Norway for Grorud IL in Oslo. And Benge leaves it. It's a great effort, and it's the opener. Nothing Darboe could do, diving to his right. I think got a hand to it, but it wasn't enough to keep it out. The Lion Cubs of Teranga get themselves on their way to defending their title. We said it was dangerously positioned, but that is some strike. Round of applause. A thoroughly deserved one from those in the stands. And just look at that. Captain leads by example. Ibrahima Sorisau with a perler. The reigning champions assert their authority on this composition early on. An opening goal with barely 5 minutes on the clock. That is the man who's lifted the trophy once before, who set Senegal on their way. How do Gambia respond? That is the question. An early blow. He knew what they were coming up against. Very talented squad. Team defending the trophy. They wouldn't have expected to fall behind so quickly. Plenty of history in this competition as well. As two-time champions, won it on home soil in 2005, and then in Algeria 4 years later. And on the back foot again here. NDI wants movement in the middle. His delivery wasn't particularly near a teammate, but it does win a corner nonetheless. Put behind by Omar Sarjo. And Bengue to take the left back. Whipped in low, doesn't beat the first man. But back with Senegal, back with Bengue too. Captain battling for it, Sorisau wins another throw. City NDI, very quick feet, the winger will be a real handful for Abdou and Boob, but in general the Gambian backline, Senegal's number 7. Those 2 titles for the Gambia, the joint most earned by any country in this competition. Select group with 2, also containing Cameroon, Ghana, Mali and Nigeria. And 2000s were a golden period for the young Scorpions. Led by very talented players such as Sana Nyasi and Ousmane Diallo. Won that first continental title. A success which marked a turning point for the country. Helped it establish itself as a rising force in African football. The team led by Ibrahima Bojang repeated the feat in 2009. Now though, 16 years on, a number of these players weren't even born when the Gambia last lifted the Under-17 AFCON trophy. Here, though, they have a fairly dangerous free kick of their own. Not as dangerous as the one buried into the net by Sori Sao, but nonetheless in a decent position to put the ball in. It was ultimately an underwhelming delivery, though. Vincent Gomis comfortable in collecting. Good pressing by the Gambian side, and some back possession, and then some territory too. They move gradually into the Senegal half, looking to strike back. Strong tackle from Mbengue, and it is Senegal who get the decision, to the surprise disappointment of the Gambia captain. End up with a Senegal free kick, and well, player temporarily down, but quickly back to his feet. Mohamed Wagner, academy prospect for Diambars FC in his native Senegal. These two know each other pretty well from qualifying. As mentioned in the build-up, were together in the West A zone, the WAFU zone qualifying group, which was effectively a group of just 3 teams. That due to the withdrawal of Guinea, leaving Senegal and Gambia with Liberia. It was a 3-1 win for Senegal on that occasion. Back in October, also an early goal, an even earlier goal. Mohamed Dabo scoring in the very first minute for a penalty. Doubled their lead. Gambia did grab one back through Francis Gomez, but job was finished by Youssou Mane in the 86th minute for a 3-1 win. Both so progressed through to the semi-finals as the top 2, both having beaten Liberia. Senegal 2-1 and Gambia 4-0. Senegal, who ultimately lifted the trophy for the UFOA tournament. Drew a thrilling final against Mali. 3-3 draw, 5-4 winners in a penalty shootout. Testifies to the constant progress of Senegalese football. Quality of the training work that's been going on in recent years. Sent a strong message heading into this tournament. Here though, they're on the defensive currently. Gambia growing into this game. They have to be wary of the Senegal counter. Such speed in their ranks. Gambia, no slouches themselves, but certainly have to be careful if they are to throw too many players forwards. For those wondering, it was a 3-2 loss to Mali in the semi-finals for Gambia. briefly led after a brace for young Aligi Babali. Mali earning their place against Senegal after the Lion Cubs had also won a penalty shootout in the semi against Guinea-Bissau. Ndiaye using that pace, a good tackle from Mohamed Danzo. Fist bump from the teenager. Knew how important that challenge was, had to get it right, risk giving away a penalty. Timed it to perfection. Sorry, Sal with the corner. Again, it's dealt with at the front post by Gambia, but that's a little careless by Boubacar Suso. Gives away a free kick needlessly just outside the area. Heavy touch. And then having been beaten to the ball. Catching Sidi Ndiaye. Needs some treatment on his lower back. Now another free kick for Sebastian Darbo and co to try and defend. This one a little more acute. We'll see again. Just a bit unsighted, I think, the young keeper. Went over the head of Youssoufa Keita, the only member of the wall not to jump. Not to jump high enough anyway. And those are celebrations that ensued. Ndiaye back on his feet. This time, sorry, Sal leaves free kick duties to his fullback. Does favour the left footer. It'll be Mbenge to take. Can't rule out the shot here. Darbo has to hedge his bet somewhat. Referee content he's calmed things down amid the tussles. It's taken short. It's a smart one. It was over to Sao again. This time there was no killer delivery from that similar position to which he scored about a quarter of an hour ago. Al-Boubacar Ba wins the free kick. No hard feelings between the two. Smartly knocking it between the legs of Ousseynou Ndiaye. And now Senegal with a not dissimilar free kick to the one we just saw at the other end to defend. Far closer to the byline though, no real chance of a shot from Mohamed Danzo. More traditionally numbered number 3 at left back for Gambia. Puts it into a decent area. It's headed to safety. Gomis goes long. The only 17-year-old on the pitch in the green of Senegal. Of course, in the red of the Senegal goalkeeper's jersey, but green in his heart, I'm sure. hasn't really been troubled in the first quarter of this game. Senegal looking in control thus far. Senegal in their fourth under-17 AFCON tournament. First qualified in 2011. The tournament in Rwanda. Returned in 2019 in Tanzania. They're here in successive tournaments for the first time. They make it not just back-to-back tournaments, but back-to-back titles. They've started the right way. Long journey ahead. Lovely ball out wide from Mbenge. Wagner has options ahead of him. Chooses the safe option. It was actually Ndiaye, to correct myself, having switched over to the left wing, the number 7. Wagner and Ndiaye have switched wings. Keep the Gambia fullbacks guessing. Seemingly just about kept that in. Sidi Ndiaye. Or perhaps not. Referee pointing for a Gambia goal kick. It's nicely worked forwards. Unfortunate slip from Aliou Dramé. What was looking like it could be one of the most promising attacks yet for the Gambia. Back underway with a drop ball. El Hadji Ibrahim Assau switches play from left to right. Wagner puts it one side of Danso, goes the other. His cross is only partially cleared as far as Sori Sao, who gallops into the box, goes down. Referee not interested. There were a few appeals. More from the stands than from the players, but Sori Sao is still down. As Mbenge calmly deals with the potential of a Gambia breakaway. Danso this time gets the better of Wagner. Rather gets his own back, but the delivery wasn't the best, and the referee will finally pause proceedings to go and check on the downed Senegal captain. Sure, VAR will have had a quick check of this. We'll get a second viewing now. Well, he was first to the ball. Danso sticking a boot in. There was a slight connection between the two. No touch of the ball. the main issue came there as he landed on the knee of Ibrahima Jatta. That's what will have done the damage to Ibrahima Sorisau. Hopefully he'll be able to continue after being looked over by the medics, but as for whether VAR want to get involved with a collision between himself and Danzo, it would appear not. We will get back underway at the other end of the pitch. I'm sure that there will have been an intake of breath from Danzo in that moment, feeling the contact, slight though it was. Got away with it, and so too did Sorisau in terms of that nasty-looking collision between his head and Jatta's knee. It is the captain who sent that ball forwards. Looks none the worse for wear, I'm pleased to say. Another slip, not the first of the afternoon. Have mostly been for Gambia players. Not sure if they've got molds rather than studs. Might need a word with the boot man at half-time. Ball floated in by Danzo, but directly into the gloves of Gomis. So it was a costly slip for Dramé. Promising position, they were 3-on-3 in that move. First time they've really looked in a position to threaten the Senegal defence. Gambia captain losing his footing in an opportune moment. Senegal bring it away. There is Sorisau into the path of Wagner. Has time and space to pick out the right cross, but gets it all wrong. Immediately behind for a goal kick. Sauer leaves it to Ndiaye. Now it's on to Mboji. Forced his way through, also went down, but aside from a brief look in the referee's direction, no appeals on this occasion. Just overran the ball. Optimistically going down after that slight coming together. It was the faintest of touches on the boot. Not enough in truth. Headed up into the air by Ibrahima Aidara. Senegal just a little pinned back at the moment. Dafe, number 14. He's also 14 years of age. Doesn't turn 15 till August either. To have a bright future ahead of him. Currently playing in the Farafeni secondary school team. Now thrust into the continental spotlight of under-17 AFCON. Battling away the edge of the Senegal third. There's the Lion Cubs, who ultimately bring it away. There was space for the pass there, delayed, ultimately through to Mboji. That's an important challenge from Jatta. Clearance, though, handed straight to Mbenge. Mbenge looks long. Sal was lurking. He's first to that loose ball. So brought away by Sarjo. Here's Dafe. Trying to cut inside. Finding Sal. A tricky player to get past. Great football intelligence, the Senegal captain. Excels in winning the ball back and distributing it. NDIA winning a corner. Senegal's youngest player, second youngest in the squad. He is just a few days younger than Hetladji Sal behind him. It's the reserve goalkeeper, Hassan Sarr, who's also 14, like Dafe for Gambia. Sal waits to take whilst Husseinu NDIA is spoken to. Plenty of height in this Gambia team. Currently dealing pretty well with the Senegal corners, but was a little too close for comfort on the rebound. Ultimately into the side netting. Since that early blow, they've largely held their own. Jeremy does well. It's a great ball in, but the offside flag's surely going to go up, and indeed does. Just drifted offside, Abubakar Ba. Pretty tight call, but the right one. Good vision from Drame. Joined the Barcelona youth team in 2022. Just as he was entering his teens, he was already in Spain. Coming across from Mataro. And Mboji is getting more involved as this first half goes on. It's Keita for company and has to retreat. Sal onto Mbenge. Danzo in with the challenge. Spins away nicely there, Mohamed Wagner. That's a great ball through from Dramé. Out comes Gomis. A long way off his line. He won it initially, but has to be bailed out by his defenders in the end. And it's safety first. Ultimately, from the Senegalese defender, Gomis, on the edge of his third, made the challenge, then just took a little too long, didn't clear it. Was ultimately a little lucky to escape. Brilliantly timed and weighted pass. In a way, it was a good thing Gomis was so far off his line, then found himself as an extra defender. I'm sure was mighty relieved to see a couple of green shirts behind him as that ball sailed past. Corner's cleared, and Bodji will bring it away. No foul comes the instruction from the sideline. Daffé followed those instructions, but Wagner is closing in on the Gambia area. Just win the ball back so quickly, Senegal. Don't always get the final pass right, but yeah, actually dominating the midfield. It was Sheikh Dieng on the line, and Bengue was there as well. And Ndiaye goes down, wins the free kick. Impressive speed, excellent technique. The 15-year-old, born on New Year's Eve in 2009. So he'll be one day too old to compete in the next edition in a couple of years' time. Another free kick straight from the training ground. Ends with a somewhat unthreatening ball in though, and Gambia looking to counter in numbers. Just under hit pass in the direction of Daffé. Forced all the way back to Mboub. Sends it high into the air. Suso gets his head to it. Forwards towards Dramé. Gambia get the throw. It's the final 5 minutes of the first half. It'll be a great time to score for either side. Senegal take total control of the game. Gambia take the momentum with them into the second half with a late sucker punch.
Concentration.
Better spell from Gambia as well at the end of the first half. They're struggling though to break into the real danger areas. Senegal holding firm at the back for now. Sheikh Dieng held back to his feet. Turned 16 a couple of weeks ago. Battling against Drame. Captain is himself still 15. But backed with the armband, perhaps unsurprisingly so, as a member of the famous La Masia Barcelona Academy. Missed by both players challenging the ball there, and Mboji can send it on to Sidi Ndiaye. Goes down again into another free kick, and this time, and who brought him down will enter the book. Abubakar Ba is the first player to receive a yellow card in Group C. Rather desperate lunge in the direction of the ball. Results in what could be a final action of the first half, as another threatening Senegal free kick. Two likely candidates, Mbenge and Sorisao. Once again. It's left to the captain, who tries his luck again. It's off the top of the bar. He showed exactly what he could do from a dead ball situation 5 minutes into this game. And that was centimetres from being an even more spectacular second. Darboe diving to his right. Wouldn't have got there if that had been just a little lower. And Gambia will have to learn from this first half. The threat which Senegal pose from a free kick just outside the area, thanks to their captain, will have to be a little more careful with their challenges in and around the 18-yard box. 2 minutes of stoppage time. Papa Ibrahima Faye looking to keep things calm, hold on to their lead in these final moments. Acrobatic attempt, sent it up in the air. It's an equally acrobatic punch away from Vincent Gomis, one which turns into a brilliant piece of distribution. Ndiaye bearing down on the Gambia area, but he is stopped in his tracks in no uncertain terms in the end. Haidara heads away, ball in general direction, the Senegal box, but was a hopeful one at best. Nice give and go with Ndiaye for Mbenge, who then goes down and wins another free kick, which surely will this time be the final action of the half. 15-year-old left back, still down, holding his left arm. There was the punch. Great bravery from Gomis. Shown he is far from fearful. At that moment a few minutes ago, he was suddenly not too far from his own halfway line. It's dinked in, but that'll be comfortable for Darboe. And there is the half-time whistle. We're thoroughly entertaining first 45 in Group C. It's Senegal who lead at the halfway point here, 1-0 against their local rivals, neighbours, the Gambia, the reigning champions. 1 to the good, and on their way to defending their title, as they'd have hoped. Look back at the first half highlights between Senegal and Gambia, the opening Group C match of the Under-17 AFCON. It's to be struck, and it's in some style from the captain, Ibrahima Sorisau, with a beauty of a free kick. Nothing Sebastian Darboe could do but palm it into the side of his own net. Corner delivered in. It's going to come back. It's a little too close for comfort. Sorisau again causing problems. Well, Vincent Gomes is well off his line. He's made the challenge, but now he's a little stranded. He has to be bailed out by his centre-back. Sheikh Dieng was there to spare his blushes. Brave keeping, perhaps a little too brave. Keba Kamara's effort chested away by Sheikh Dieng. There'll be another free kick from Sorisau, and this one off the top of the bar. The first one was the opener, the second was almost more spectacular. Centimetres away. Half-time score is 1-0 to Senegal.
Avançons les limites puisque le monde est là. Coach, who is the player? Ok, donc ils vont faire ça après. Ils vont faire ça après. Ils vont faire ça après. Non, ils vont faire ça après. Ils vont dire qu'ils vont faire ça après.
Welcome back to Morocco for the second half of this first Group C match between Senegal and the Gambia at the 2025 Total Energies CAF Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations. 1-0 the halftime score. Senegal in the lead. The reigning champions have set themselves on their way to defending their title. The opening goal, well, they still have the lead in 45 minutes time. So off we go again. It was a great first 45. Plenty of action, plenty of endeavour. Senegal starting the second half as they finish the first on the front foot. City NDIA's cross gathered up by Darbo. It's going to come straight back at the young Gambian keeper here, though. Sorry, Sal, the young man who is the difference between these sides. At the halfway point, stunning free kick 5 minutes into the game. Clearance is sent back where it came from by Abdou Mboob. It's a bit like Gambia may have switched to a back five for the second half. We'll see as time goes on. Wouldn't have been all that surprising to see a reshuffle of some sort, as Yaya Mane looked to address what he had learnt from the first 45. Ibrahim Aidara sent flying by the fairly imposing figure of Aliou Dramé. Very big for a 15-year-old, but also imposing due to his expertise surely picked up in the Barcelona academy. Mbenge carries it past Sambujang Dafe. This has been well worked. NDIA can't get his cross in. Valiant effort to get to the ball there by Mboob, but oh, he's looking like a lost cause. There is Papa Ibrahim Afai, affectionately known as Piff, as per his initials. An interview before the match, he was taking nothing for granted. He said, "We know that Senegal generally win these encounters, but it remains a derby. We're neighbours. You know well how we view neighbours here in Africa. Natural rivalry. No one wants the other to be the superior. So no Senegal-Gambia match can be easy. But it's still football. We approach it with seriousness and respect for our opponents." They've certainly done that thus far. It has paid off. 1-0 lead and could easily have doubled it. Sorry, Sal striking the top of the crossbar from another free kick. There, Yaya Mane passing us some instructions to his players. It's a very tactical approach, Yaya Mane. It was nicely worked into a shooting position, but the shot itself, it's a little underwhelming from Alpha Mbenge. Fullback was part of the friendly tournament, which Senegal side used to warm up. Important intervention there by Mbenge. Lamine Mbenge, that is. The two Mbenges at fullback for Senegal. They'll be comfortably claimed by Vincent Gomis. Yes, in the build-up to this tournament. Senegal partaking in a friendly tournament in Casablanca. Beat Zambia 5-0, drew with Morocco, and beat Egypt as well. I said it was encouraging, but there was still work to be done. They were without their captain through injury for that tournament. So certainly bodes well for this under-17 AFCON. Lamine Mbenge forwards to Ndiaye. Back to the left back. Sorry, Sal. Senegal passing it in triangles. Earning the throw. There'll be a break now for, I think, the first substitution of the match. Off will come Al Boubacar Ba, a triple change, no less. We saw Yaya Mane speaking to a small group. All three will come on. It is the number 16, Ahmed Njundu Kanyi. Also coming off, Boubacar Suso, number 9, with Bisendi Mendy coming on. And Sambujang Dafe, the 14-year-old, number 14, replaced by Alagi Babali.
It's 20 players on the pitch. It's 20 players on the pitch.
Dynamic and technical striker, Alagi Babali, just ensuring that all the players set to have departed had done so. On comes Gambia's number 7. His ability to get involved in the build-up play and his ability to stand out in the box makes him a real danger for this Senegal defence. Could there be another enforced change here, though, because we've got Youssoufa Keita down off the ball. Not sure what happened. Back on his feet now, and we're back underway. Lamine Mbenge not quite getting the contact he wanted there, but nonetheless it finds its way through to Sidi Ndiaye, but finds its way to the 15-year-old in an offside position. Well, will those changes have the desired effect for Yaya Mane? Certainly still in this game, but I think The head coach acknowledging to change something to get the better of the Senegal side. Make them more likely to score the game's second goal, and have done since they broke the deadlock. From Bengue, puts it out for a throw. One of a number of Génération Foot academy players in this Senegal side. Three of the back four, as well as the keeper, both in Bengues, Cheikh Dieng and Gomis, all Génération Foot, as are the captain, Sorisao, and the number 9, and Bodji as well. More than half the starting 11, part of that academy. Academy which has a long-standing partnership with FC Metz in France. Currently in Ligue 2, second division of French football. Here comes Ndiaye. Just couldn't get his feet sorted in time. Forced wide, but he'll try and force his way back inside. That's a great ball in. It's always going to be tricky on the volley for Sao. Not a bad contact, but equally not that near the target in the end. Yes, that link-up between Génération Foot and Metz extended for another 5 years. Just over a year ago, we'll carry it through to 2033. Metz currently second in Ligue 2, just 2 points from the top and looking to return to the French top flight. It's bred some impressive talent in the past. Emmanuel Adebayor, Papi Cissé, Sadio Mane, marking the first years of that collaboration. In more recent seasons, Ismail Assar amongst those two have taken their footsteps in Europe through that link. Another yellow handed out, just the second of the game. This one to Mohamed Danzo. A pretty tough challenge over on the left wing. He joins now departed teammate Al Boubacar Bar in the Burke. It's nicely worked all the way into the area. Just that final pass lacking again, though. Still over half an hour left for Gambia to find themselves a foothold in this game. An equaliser would surely swing the momentum in their direction, change the complexion of the remainder of this Group C opener. Sorisao slows things down, invites the challenge of Mboob and hurdles past him, draws another foul. Senegal steadily but surely close in on the Gambia goal. Just caught, trailing leg up against Kebe Kamara. The sliced clearance has to be met by Danzo. had to get there first as well. We'll now need to be careful on that booking. I'm sure that's part of the reason why Bar was sacrificed in that triple change. The risk of being reduced to 10. That risk surely exemplified by the nature of full-back play. Brought down by Sal. Just always looks in total control. Commanding presence in the middle of the pitch. He's a tireless worker. Great vision and ability to break the lines, but also real defensive commitment. This time, though, it has been nicked away from him. It's with Kanye on the far side. Benge deals with the immediate danger. So we tick past the hour mark. Gambia coming to life in this second half after a somewhat slow start. Drame takes control. That's now laid off to Danzo. Firm but fair tackle by the La Masia prospect. It's left him in a heap, though. Drame is able to get back to his feet. Medics will now come on, more thoroughly check him over. Looked fairly innocuous on the replay. There was plenty of pace in the challenge. Maybe just landing a little awkwardly, but seems to be okay to continue. More of appreciation for that challenge. A fair few fans of both Senegal and Gambia here. Of course, it's not too far from these two neighbouring countries here to Morocco. Couple of thousand kilometres up Africa's west coast. Sheikh Dieng has been strong at the back. First hour of this game, that important, effective goal line clearance. Not that it was visually all that dramatic, but it was vitally important in the absence of his keeper. The at that point wandering Vincent Gomis. There's space here for Mohamed Wagner. First to the ball. Good tracking back from the Gambia side. Wagner back on the left. Always thinking about that curling shot on his stronger right foot, but That chance eventually comes to nothing with the offside flag raised. Wagner just taking a little too long to get back onside there, leaving a foot trailing beyond the defensive line. Started on the left and switched with NDIA. Was returned to that left wing role, at least for now. Great work from Kanyi. First there. Lovely feet. Was caught by Sao. Nice ball forward, slightly heavy touch. Rather undid some of that work. And a heavy ball in thoroughly undoes it. Gomis able to claim. Try and set Senegal on their way with NDIA. Ball had just about crossed the line. Well, Gambia here, bursting down the left-hand side. Looked like it was about to open up. Final ball in was just a little under hit. Just ensuring that Senegal stay thoroughly awake at the back. Dramé. Ball is floated in. Another acrobatic punch from Vincent Gomis. And Senegal look to break. And Bodji does really well. He's got Sao in the middle, more arriving. Choose the safe option in the end. Proved not to be that safe, a mistake from Mbenge. Hands over possession. Like Senegal before them, just delaying a little. No rapid counter, and it's an opportunistic, optimistic attempt from very long range, which ultimately sails over the bar of Vincent Gomis. From Algi Babali, we'll call that a rangefinder for the substitute. Better spell from Gambia, though, in the last 5 minutes or so. Just over a quarter of the game remaining. We'll reach the three-quarter mark in all of 5 seconds. Senegal could make it feel like a done deal with a second. That, though, was another more optimistic than precision ball into the box. It's nicely brought away by Mendy. Onto Dramé. Cleared by Mbenge. Struck on the volley by Pa Omar Sadio. Another 15-year-old. And that's through. As the flag stayed down, it has. Gomis was out quickly, though. The attempt on the volley was from the captain, trying to catch Gomis off his line. Keeper's now gone down. Did take a fair whack there, putting his body on the line for his team. Quickly off his line again as Mendy bursts through. He was out a little too quickly the previous time. On this occasion, though, an excellent piece of keeping. Potentially crucial one in holding on to this narrow lead. They've looked thoroughly in control at times, but this is far from a done deal for Senegal. And something Faye certainly knew. Set of matches never won in advance, neither is a tournament, even though, whilst admitting that Senegal was certainly one of the favourites here as reigning champions, it guarantees nothing. The first change now made by the Senegalese tactician. Off comes Abdou Rahman Mbodji. He is replaced by El Hadji Baitir Fall. Straight swap in attack. Fall with plenty of physical power, like the number 9 who's departed. Wagner with plenty of speed, bursting into the box, and it's put behind by a combination of Keita and Boob. The former left limping. So too the latter, actually. Captain continues on set-piece duty. Be an in-swinger against the wind. And it's into a good area, punched away by Darbo. Of course, an element of acclimatization required for all players in this tournament, but surely none more so than Sebastian Darbo. Quite literally, in terms of the climate, coming here from Norway. Norway in March is fairly dramatically different to the weather currently experiencing on the Moroccan coast. Nicely worked down the left by Wagner and Benge. Plenty of space now for the fullback. Just stands on the ball. The second time we're asking, though, does get his way past Keita. Tenacious work from Ndiaye. Usainu Ndiaye, that is, to win the ball back. Wagner as well. Senegal giving nothing up. Lamine Benge with what he thought was a fair challenge. Apology, though, ultimately to Mboob. Real battle there between a number of players.
Why not this? Please go. Please go. What is it? Why not this foul? Hey, coach. I will speak.
Excuse me, you can hear the coaches on the sidelines. The nature of the reduced number watching on in the stands does make for interesting listening, though. Harks back to the times of football under COVID restrictions, where you suddenly find out which players are the most vocal and which head coaches are most often having a word or two with the fourth official. On this occasion, I believe that was Yaya Mane in discussion with the officials. Some debate over that decision, but the referee's word is final. Will be Senegal to send it forwards. Here is Fall, a substitute with a tempting ball in. Still limping there, Abdou Mboob. Might force Mane into another change. One of his centre-backs not looking at 100%. Sorry, Sal, to send it in again. It's another nice delivery, but one which found a Gambian head. Alfred Mbenge more than happy to pick up the loose ball under some pressure, but not too much, and Gomes will immediately return the ball to the Gambian half. Keita over to cover on the left-hand side. Been made to work hard here, this Gambian defence, but they've kept their side in it. Still within one goal as we head into the final 15. Faye was also at pains to make it clear that the main goal for Senegal here is to qualify for the World Cup. If they reach the semi-finals or the final, all the better. A great reward for their work. But yes, that is the golden ticket for these teams, and more than half of them will be able to earn that ticket. 10 of the 16. Chance for a number of these countries to head to the World Cup for the very first time. The Under-17 World Cup, that is, of course. This edition, the opening of an annual cycle adopted by FIFA for the Under-17 World Cup. First to be played with the 48-team format instead of the previous 24-team tournaments. It will be in Qatar every year for the next 5 years. Germany, the defending champions, to their maiden title in 2023. A special one as well, the 40th anniversary, the Under-17 World Cup. 1985, FIFA creating the Under-17 World Cup tournament. CAF organised a knockout home and away competition as a qualification for upgrading to the full standalone Under-17 tournament in '95. Changing the name to the Under-17 AFCON in 2015. So also the 10th anniversary of the first ever Under-17 AFCON. Plenty of history to be written. A couple of new faces to help write it for Gambia. 2 more changes made by Yaya Mane. On comes Omar Sanyang in place of Mboub. Unsurprising, considering the limp the centre-back had picked up. More surprising is the departure of the captain. Bakari Jami will come on in his place. So fresh legs for the latter stages. But it's Senegal with just 1 substitution made. Currently continuing to press on. The emotions getting the better of some. Long way to go still in this tournament. The story is far from set in stone. Collision between Sori Sal and Pa Omar Sajo. Whipped in by the captain to a good area. And he partially cleared. It was this time Wagner trying to divert it back towards goal. Darboe can deal with that and try and gain some territory. It's the halfway line, but it's very quickly back with Wagner heading back in his direction. Gambia have only previously faced the defending champions once, as they lost in their second group game and making their tournament debut in 2003, 1-0 to Nigeria on that occasion. Closing in on a similar story here, more than 2 decades later. They surely have to go for it now. 9 minutes plus stoppage time left for Gambia. Have been understandably cautious, not throwing too many men forwards against a very dangerous Senegal side, but 1 point here is surely worthy of weighing up that risk versus reward compared to the goal difference that won't initially come into play. Will be head-to-heads first as a separator when teams are level at the end, all said and done, of these group games. Finally, another change. A second made by Papa Ibrahima Faye. Off comes El Hadji Sow, replaced by Senegal's number 6, Maurice Biaye. Straight swap in midfield, slightly more defensive-minded replacement. Biaye. Senegal with yet another corner. And it's in to a teammate in Useo Ndiaye. He couldn't get the deft touch required to test Sebastian Darboe there. This is going to be suiting Senegal pretty nicely. Generally keeping the ball in the Gambia half as the seconds continue to tick down, not having to sit back and defend deep just yet. This time they do give away a throw in their own half, which is taken quickly. Jamie can't find a way past. Wagner getting down the left wing, but it's the substitute ahead of him. Baitia Foul. Done a nice job there. Finds Wagner, who immediately gives it away. To his credit, 16-year-old immediately backtracking, having just run the length of the pitch in opposite directions 3 times in a row. So too Ndiaye, still full of running on the opposite flank. That ball will be plucked out of the air by Vincent Gomis. Gambia having to resort to hopeful balls into the box once again. Well, foul, battling away on the edge of the area. It's a rather careless pass. Hands possession back to the reigning champions. Looking to become just the second country to successfully retain their title. Mali won back-to-back titles in 2015 and 2017. Senegal in great form coming into this tournament. Here though, having to defend, do so impressively as Sarisao tried to set Ndiaye away. Start a little too much of his number 7. That's been nicely worked. Important challenge from Sheikh Dieng. Had to get there before Jame. But a corner is more than the Gambia have managed to produce in the last 10 or 15 minutes. What can they do with it? Partially cleared. It'll fall to a Gambia substitute. It's worked. The chance for the shot. Well, it fell to Ibrahima Diatta, of all people, the centre-back. One of the least likely Gambian goal scorers. Couldn't get his feet right. Ultimately scoffed the shot. Left of Vincent Gomis's goal. Closing in on the finish line now. Senegal currently on a run of 7 games at the under-17 AFCON finals without a loss, dating all the way back to their goalless draw with Cameroon in the final group game of 2019. They've won 6 of those, drawn 1. This is looking now pretty likely to make that 7 wins and 8 games unbeaten. With a little over 2 minutes remaining of the scheduled 90. Ndiaye still trying to work the impossible and wriggle through a number of Gambian defenders. Couldn't do so, nor could the man who nicked it off him find his way through a similar wall of green shirts in front of him. .90 seconds of the 90 minutes remain. How much stoppage time will be added on, we'll find out shortly. Maybe time, though, for one clear-cut chance for Gambia to undo all the work of that man and his team and ensure that these two share the spoils. It is still that close. Senegal have been on top throughout. Switch to 5 at the back for the second half to try and contain this Senegalese threat, but having kept a clean sheet effectively with that formation, they now need to switch things up again, but also not to concede again. Dangerous ball into the box was just about dealt with. There's an errant pass. It's brought away down the right-hand side by Bakari Jame. Referee has the yellow card in its hand. Seemingly shown to Sanyang. We're seeing the shot of. It is a Gambia free kick. And the mystery remains there. The mystery as to stoppage time is over. 6 minutes to be added on. Maybe just the pick-me-up the Gambia need. And here, they do work their way to the edge of the Senegal box. Can't quite work their way into it. NDIA wins it back for Senegal. Sidi NDIA fails to keep the ball in play, though. Still just the 2 changes made by Papa Ibrahima Faye. His faith in most of his starting 11 to see this out. Gambia with a decently placed free kick here. Ibrahima Sow, seemingly the guilty party, the wry smile. It was indeed the Senegal captain who remains the difference between these two sides, who handed Gambia one of their best opportunities of the second half. Plenty of options to aim at in the middle. 7 in white, lined up just outside the effective 12-yard box that would be marked by the penalty spot. Sent into the danger area, but it's well held by Vincent Gomis. Keeper goes to ground. Happy to kill off another few seconds. Almost half of the 6 minutes added on have come and gone. It is indeed Usainu Ndiaye who picked up that yellow card. Senegal looking to finish with a flourish. Baitir Foul doing his best to show Papa Ibrahima Faye what he can do. Maybe work his way into the starting 11 for the next group game. They come thick and fast at this stage. Next up for Senegal, it is Tunisia in 3 days' time. That will take place a few moments after Gambia take on Somalia, both again in the Ben Mohamed El Abdi Stadium here in El Jadida. 2 minutes remain. It is Senegal with a free kick, with one hand on the victory here. Play switch quite brilliantly over to Mohamed Wagner. He's never afraid to run at a fullback. Finds his way past, gets his shot away. And it was. Sufa Keita stretched out a leg, ensured that deflected behind, also not moving all that comfortably. Mane has run out of substitutions and run out of time though. Collision between Mboob and Keita seems to have done some damage to both defenders. The latter currently in tears on the bench watching on. I hope that they're both fully fit, fully recovered for the next game. .30 seconds remain. Sorry, Sal's corner is cleared. Final opportunity for the Gambia. Last chance saloon, a potential breakaway. There are white shirts flooding forwards, but the green ones are getting back in equal number, and it is headed away. Not thoroughly though. Sarjo does well, battles on through. Abali sends it to the right. Jame's cross is blocked. And that may be that. Indeed, it is. The final whistle. Gambian players slumped to the turf. So too do some of the Senegalese. They have given their all. Both sets of players. But it is the reigning champions who come away with a 1-0 victory. Their captain with a pretty special free kick just over 5 minutes into the game, Ibrahima Sal, and that would prove to be the difference between the two come the final whistle. The reigning champions are on their way once again. Final score in El Jadida, Senegal under-17s 1, the Gambian under-17s 0. Well, taking on well-deserved applause and congratulations from their travelling fans. Man of the match is unsurprisingly the captain and goal scorer, Ibrahima Sal.
Bonjour. Comment vous vous sentez après avoir reçu le trophée de Man of the Match?
Je suis très content. Tout ça, c'est grâce à mes coéquipiers, je les remercie et j'encourage la Gambie.
Et qu'est-ce que le coach vous a dit, vous avez dit avant de rentrer sur le match?
On savait que ça sera difficile parce qu'on a une fois rencontré durant le Wafou et wow, nous l'avons vu tous. Merci.